Greetings and salutations, and welcome to There's Only Now, where I'm not here to teach you, I'm only here to remind you. And today, on this beautiful Thursday, on this beautiful day, on this day to be grateful for, that we are that which is aware and alive to be experienced, I thought I'd share something about the subconscious mind and how that functions. And I thought I'd share with you a little bit of information about that because the actuality is our conscious level effort on trying to change certain things in our world is almost ineffective. Actually, I would go as far, and from my own personal experience, and say that it is completely ineffective. Usually, we try, and we'll push so hard, and anyone who has succeeded at anything can attest to this. Before you break through that wall, there's a moment you just surrender to all of the thoughts, all of the energy, all of the emotions, all of the voice activated responses, and you just say, I can't anymore. I gotta let go. And the moment you let go, the moment you just mentally just let go of what you think is holding you back, bam, it happens. Door opens. Phone call comes through. Significant other appears. These are things that, and then we attribute it because we've been taught that our world is outside of us and not something that we're perceiving, which is an internal experience. We start to contribute the explanation to why things happen to what we would contribute to as a physical experience. And we say it was my efforting, and it was the fact that I never gave up, and I just kept going, and I kept going, and I kept going. That's why it took as long as it did. You see, because that's how we've been taught this thing, our mind, and almost in reverse. It's almost like we've been reading the instruction manual backwards or something, where we're not actually engaging with the mental processes from an internal space. So what I wanted to share was some information about the subconscious mind and how that functions, and when you're dealing with the subconscious mind, how we reprogram the subconscious mind, the things we do to interact and engage with the subconscious mind in order to give ourselves the right healthy suggestions, and for the mind to actually accept it. And the number one reason that people have a problem with the programming of their subjective mind, or their subconscious mind rather, is because they are approaching their subconscious mind from a conscious state. They are doing it from the place of the ego and not actually going within and hearing and allowing what the internal world is expressing to you to actually resonate, acknowledge it, right, and to allow it to be, and to release it, right. We've been taught with here's fundamental rules of the subconscious mind, or the subconscious plane, the plane beneath your conscious waking state. The subconscious mind does not understand no in any shape, form, or fashion. It does not understand no. You consciously understand no. You know, because as the experiencer, right, your awareness is, say, broken into, we'll just say for the sake of this explanation, two parts, right? One part of your awareness, you, is aware consciously of the character that you're interacting as, right? And then there's another part of the awareness that is in that which is, and has no needs, no desires, no true desires. All things are fulfilled within this other aspect of the awareness. And when you attribute the waking mind as the God mind, or the superior, or that force which is, This is the ego on display. And this builds up contradictory energy within you, right? Because the subconscious mind is the mediator between the waking mind and the eternal mind. So these two minds, they work in tandem in many ways. For one is producing and one is experiencing. Right? And how it is interpreted is through the subconscious mind, the experiencer, through emotions, through feelings, through awareness, through actively engagement in the sensory perception, gets to experience and say what would like to be experienced based off of the neural transmissions that's being received. These things, and this is why there are things that's called like telltales or pantomimes or micro expressions, because neurologically you were never designed to be deceitful. You're not neurologically designed to be this way. This is a conscious interaction, which means you have the ability to obfuscate that, which means you can do it, but because it's not just a natural response in the neurological system, there's always a tail when the conscious mind is getting involved with the program. So what we really want to understand with the subconscious mind is it doesn't understand no. It is a literal machine. For where the plane in which it is existing inside of your mind is one of darkness, only being dictated by what is interpreted by you, the experiencer. So therefore, when you have a feeling of fear, or if you're watching a movie, for example, this is the greatest example. See, in order to watch a film, you must what you call suspend your disbelief, right? And the suspension of disbelief is merely saying that I know that this isn't real, but I agree to interact with it as if it is happening. This is the suspension of disbelief. Now, the subconscious mind doesn't have this luxury, right? Because it is the processor in which is helping push out to the projector, in which the characters, the props, the setting, locations, story, all of this is coming from the subconscious being pushed out through the projector, which is you. So once you see this and experience this, right, you'll be, once you understand it on this level, you'll begin to see it in a certain way, so you can begin to catch yourself. Once you become aware of this, a transformation has already happened, because a bunch of new neurons have been created in order for you to house an experience. You understand? So this is very important in the long run, that you understand that the subconscious mind is there in the dark, taking its cues from you. So when you watch a movie, and you say you watch a horror movie, and you're getting nervous or scared, you're feeling that fear and anxiety. That fear and anxiety is the buildup, and the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's happening. So the neurological response you're actually experiencing is the fear of death. This is the same neurological response, and this has been, anyone, you could please go look this up, please investigate. I don't ask anyone to take my word. I am only here to share and remind. So you can look this up though, but it was your neurological, the way it reads on an EKG, and the way it reads when they do the scans of the mind and the brain. When they look at this information, they've discovered that your mind is responding neurologically the same way as if you were about to die, or if you were in a life or death situation. It's no different neurologically. The only difference is the way you're interpreting it, the way you're perceiving it. But the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. It's experiencing it as it happens, right? It doesn't understand no. It has no interpretation of the world to understand no. because its purpose is to produce your experience for you, not to interpret the experience for you, not to govern the experience for you in the sense of saying that's not healthy and you shouldn't do that. That's what the experiencer gets to decide. The greater part of the awareness doesn't really care in the sense. All things are whole, perfect, and already complete. And so anything, when you talk about manifesting and bringing things in, it's really coming from that higher part of you that is actually the energy field in which is supporting all things that is. So it's there to pick out whatever it is that the conscious experiencer is looking to have and what you are calling a life. So it's key to remember it doesn't understand no. This is another reason you find so many people who will tell you that they want to quit something, they're not going to do it anymore, especially smokers. Notice smokers, well, if you are a smoker, you will know or know that I'm speaking of truth when I say to you that you know what it's like when you say I'm not going to quit. Every time you say, or I am going to quit and I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to smoke anymore. I'm not going to engage in this anymore. I don't like it. I don't want to do it anymore. And what happens? The first thing that usually comes up is there's a series of events that occurs around people that encourages them to indulge in a habit, right? Airplane, a very older comical movie that was hilarious, made a gag about it where the air chief or the individual in the air tower who was running the traffic control, every time something went wrong, he said, "Oh, I sure picked a bad time to quit smoking." And sure enough, he pulled out a cigarette and lit a cigarette. And this is what happens, right? Because it doesn't understand. So when you hear yourself saying no and feeling like no, just know that that the mind isn't hearing no. The mind is hearing. Omit the no and whatever else you're saying. I don't, and it no form. Don't, won't, couldn't, shouldn't, wouldn't, haven't. It doesn't understand this in any form. It literally just removes it. And this is why language is so important when we're communicating with our subconscious mind. It is very vital that we use the language that represents the outcome we are searching for. Not the hopeful desire of it, but literal language. So if you want to begin to program yourself to, say, lose weight, you begin to speak to yourself as I am healthy, right? I am my desired weight. My body is always burning and metastasizing and losing weight quickly. I am literally a perfect temple. My body is the perfect weight. I'm always shedding pounds. However you find your language, and remember, language is very distinguished to our subjective experience, so we all have a way that we use language, and certain words interact with us a certain way, and we use them a certain way. So when you're speaking these things, use them in the natural language that you're familiar with, the things that you actually say. But just make sure the things you're saying are the positive things that you say. You know your language, so change it and transform it and amalgamate it and watch what happens when you do these things. When you're trying to combat your mind, the subconscious mind, another thing you really need to focus on, and this is a very serious issue, it can be for many people that are attempting to alter their reality and what they're experiencing. You must communicate with your subconscious mind as if it is done. It's in the dark. It doesn't know what's out here. The issue is we consciously are trying to do this. So when we tell ourselves, I'm wealthy, I have this, I have that, we have to be mindful of why we are saying it. You see, sometimes people are saying these things in an attempt to convince themselves of something they don't believe. And they will say it around others because they are looking for the reinforcement of others to believe it themselves. This creates an imbalance energetically. In the universe, the internal world, awareness always course corrects imbalances. It'll smooth the energy out. And sometimes that smoothing the energy out may seem like a disaster in your world. But if you are here now and you are listening and you ever hear this, then guess what? You survived that disaster, which meant everything was course corrected. The subconscious mind doesn't understand the future. Whenever you pose things to yourself as a future thing in the mind, whenever you pose things in your mind as a want, it is a literal machine. It produces a literal outcome. So you must keep that in mind whenever you're addressing your subconscious mind. It doesn't understand time, it only understands now. And we have had a lot, we've all, I can't speak for everyone. I personally have had a lot. And those people that I've met and spoken to, we've all that I have encountered has had a lot of familiarity and practice with speaking to themselves in a limiting way and explaining it logically. And this is why we experience the world from that place. Because the subconscious doesn't know the difference. Wanting is longing. I will repeat, wanting is longing. When you tell your subconscious mind you want something, what you are actually telling your subconscious mind is to keep it in a perpetual state in which I continuously experience it from outside of my own self. So therefore, I will always be wanting it. If you have it, you won't want it. It's a literal machine. If I want to be a millionaire, then all I will see is evidence of being a millionaire. But I will never actually be the millionaire. Therefore, I stay, and that means I've gotten my desire. I've gotten what I've asked for. I've asked for having things dangled in front of me and never actually receiving it. That's what wanting is. And I want you to really think about that. Let that sink in. Because now when you look at the things that you don't have right now, you'll understand why you still want it. You must let go of the want and understand this from a more internal perspective. All things are done. All things are. And the universe is infinitely in expansion and contraction and already whole, perfect, and complete. When the subconscious mind presents situations to you that you find are difficult and you've been working on them, it's not doing it to jam you up. It's asking for evidence, or it's asking for a reassurance if this is what you still want. Because you have a contrary belief system sitting there. You in your subconscious mind have been told this. Now you're saying this, and if you're fortunate enough to actually communicate with the subconscious mind, it may question you about what you are doing. And how do we answer and respond? By removing the massive energy we have given that belief system and changing our response to it. Now, something I do want to share today that I am going to share is a step-by-step technique. We're going to do it together. It's a little different from the Sedona and stuff I do and share, and the Silva method that I share. but it's still interconnected. It still has bases in this. And even if you go and please check out sedonamethod.com, please check out thesilvermethod.com. Please go to these sources. A lot of this information they offer for free. You can buy and become. You can become a practitioner in it. You can become someone who's certified in it, and or you could just go and learn what you need from it, gather what you would like from it, what helps you, and it would encourage you to share it with others. Because the whole intention of all of this is to be of service to others, to make others whole, to have others recognize their wholeness or not recognize their wholeness. Because everyone is already whole, perfect, and complete. Now, something I do want to mention that's a little, maybe a little off topic, but it's very much connected. But it's to me, it's very essential, and I would love to share this thought process with you. We have a tendency of projecting, especially when we are trying to convince ourselves of something that is in contradiction with our internal belief. And one of the ways we like to do this is we project onto others' problems. So if you are always seeing people in need and needing to help them and fix them and do stuff, just realize some of that may come from you. The issue may actually not be the people you think need help, but you. Step back for a minute. Ask yourself, why do you see everyone broken? Everyone is whole, perfect, and complete. And when you are in situations where you are dealing with anxiety, fear, depression, and maybe overwhelmed by your current situation and status and placement in life, overthinking is not the solution. When you are able to let go of this story that you're believing is you and really go within and really allow your internal world to show you that the answer was always there, ask yourself, do I want to solve all my problems and be a great problem solver? Or would I prefer not to have problems? What if not having a problem was an available choice? What if you could choose to not have? And notice in this moment how just pondering that this is deep neural linguistic programming, NLP. It's about neuro linguistic language program. How our mind responds. It's why they shoot commercials the way they do. It's why they advertise the way they do. Because they understand how to communicate with your mind. It's why a lot of these shows will show you information and then ask you if it's true. Programming. You can program yourself. So at this time, I'd like to do a little practice with you. And this is a different practice because people say go within, and I'm going to show you from my experience, and you are welcome to try. Please do not participate in this if you are operating heavy machinery, if you are driving, or you are somewhere that you can't sit comfortably for about maybe 10 minutes or so with your eyes closed and and being undisturbed. If you cannot do that at this time, it's okay. This video will be up. I will even later make this part of the video its own video. But as soon as the live is over, it'll go back up onto YouTube. And when you're in a comfortable place, in a safe place, you'll be able to sit and enjoy. But at this time, if you are, and I need to repeat this, and I feel like it's very important to say once again, that if you are operating heavy machinery or doing something that requires your undivided attention, you may listen, but do not participate. I would suggest, and I highly suggest and say to you, do not do this while you're driving or while you're doing something that requires your attention. Thank you. So, I was thinking about adding maybe putting a little bit of music. Now, on my end, I will not be able to hear the music. But you will. And I will make sure that the music is not superseding my voice. There we are. I believe you should be able to hear the music and me as well. I feel like I'm going to be a little bit louder than the music for you right now. And I have this on. It is a wonderful track. It's in the description. I would suggest you use it. It has wonderful, she's an amazing artist. I don't want to mispronounce her name at this moment, but you can go and buy this track yourself if you like. It is properly tuned with binaurals, beats, and 432 hertz and so forth. So this is a wonderful thing to have to listen to. I please suggest it. It is powerful. So let's begin. In this moment, just take a deep breath in and breathe deep into your stomach. Inhale, inhale, and breathe out through your mouth. Breathe out and allow all the air to empty out. And breathe in. And as you breathe in, imagine white light filling you inside. Breathe deeply into those breaths. And as you breathe out, releasing all of the darkness, frustration, irritation, all the beliefs that you are put. And the light down, dark, low, infinite. Breathe in, fills you. Feel the light in your feet, raising up your feet through your legs and shins. And to just breathe normally. That light begins to move up your knee and your thighs. And as it moves through your thighs, you can feel that, your breath. Breathe light into the body. Feel the light breathing inside of you. That light soaks down into your muscle, your tissue, cell. Feel that light fill up in your cells, in your atoms, and molecules respond. And that light moves up into your small intestine. And as that light fills you as you breathe, you notice all parasites, all unwanted bacteria in your biodome. As light hits and fills the healthy gut cells, you just breathe and notice it feels good. Energy in your body. Your body begins to enter homeostasis. Energy moves up through your large intestines. All stuff and energy that's been sitting, the blackness that was there, being lit, it disintegrates in the light. Breathe. Light disintegrates all the darkness, all the area. As you notice the walls become bright, feel it starting to. It's in that area you see a light, even brighter light than the light. Gold light shines gold through the white. And it is your Dantian, very natal energy that fuels you. As you take a breath in, you know the Dantian. Sending light. Seeing everyone. That energy moves up to the solar plex, into the stomach. And as that white light fills you, you notice all of the things that's been sitting in your stomach for a long time. You notice that the energy field looks weak. It's dim. But as you breathe, that white light breathes with you and brightens with you and brightens the inside of your stomach lining. It becomes healthy. And you see the coating returning. As you see all of the waste and all of the negative energy that you've been storing and holding on to, storing in your gut, storing in your, now being filled with light. It begins to dissipate, it's fading. And there's nothing but the light left in it. You begin to feel a sense of homeostasis. All of your internal organs beginning to harmonize as the light moves up through your lungs and your spleen and your kidneys and your heart. All of that light fills inside, and you notice something. There's a golden light shooting around within the white light. It is your Dantian natal energy. As you breathe in, it becomes brighter. The gold energy becomes brighter and brighter, stronger. Feel it. It resonates, bringing homeostasis in your body. It moves into your throat, clears your throat. All of the darkness that kept you from speaking and saying things that weren't in the best of service to you. You can hear the words. You can feel it in your throat. You can feel it. White light fills. The darkness dissipates. And you notice in the white light the scatter of gold light bouncing around. Intrinsically, electrically, as it bounces and flies around in your throat. Feel your throat opening. Becoming clearer, stronger, more powerful, more impactful. You are able now to speak your frequency and intention clearly. It's all very clear to you now. You can feel it. It's that white light in through your nasal passage. breaking down and removing, dissipating, disappearing, dissolving. All the blockage in your sensory perception that was keeping you from smelling. You can smell the beauty in this world. Beauty you smell as an image. You see it. You see the garden. It's beautiful. Violets, roses. Beautiful flowers of all colors, all species spread across. You smell it. So smell. So smell. You smell it, don't you? You smell it. You know, that amazing day in your life where everything worked out for you. You can smell it. The first senses you ever developed and can remember. It dates back far beyond your physical memory is your smell. And guess what? You can smell your happiness. It has. And the light has freed you. Your own light flowing through you. Intrinsically. As it flows up through your head, into your brain, and you can see your neurons sparking, getting brighter. As they grow brighter and brighter, you see more glowing, more developing, more forming, more neurons, more neurological houses. But at the same time, you're noticing other regions are going dark. Whole neurological server farms of bad memories, untruth, reality of who you thought you were are going offline. They're going offline. They're dark. It's instant. It's called neuroplasticity. You can learn instantly. And because you are now in the moment, the only moment that ever was, as you see the light filling you, you can see it. And in this moment, you are aware. You are aware. I can see where the me begins. And bound ends. Boundlessness begins. And the me ends. See, there is no line. The difference between layman mentality and genius mentality is genius uses more of his mind in a special way. You are now using more of your mind in a special way. You are now one with infinite intelligence and know all you should on all subjects. You are awake. In any time from this time forth, in this now moment, any moment you fall back to sleep, you will instantly remember that you can wake up. Wake up. Wake up. You decide. You are now tuning your mental faculties to every point in space on Earth. It better serves humanity. Breathing it in, and as you breathe in more of this light, you notice the gold light from your dantian. You see more of it, scattered, excited, gold, bouncing around, energizing every cell in your body is now energized, every cell. I will count to 5, and when I count to 5, you will open your eyes refresh, rejuvenate, with no ill effects, no negative effects. No negative effects can affect your body. No negative can affect your body is now in homeostasis. Perfect hearing, perfect vision, clear mind, clear thought, 100% lung capacity. When I count 5, you will open your eyes. 1, 3. When I count to 5, you will open your eyes feeling refreshed, revigorated, like you had a full, powering 8 hours of sleep, with a new understanding of you and all that you truly already own. 4, 5, and open your eyes, come back, wake, take a deep breath, feeling your fingers, feeling your toes. I want to thank you for allowing me to share that with you. And please leave a comment below and let me know what you think, and also how it assisted you. And notice in the next 48 hours, abundance will begin to reveal itself to you. All you must do is be open to it revealing itself. Now, if you would like to speak with me directly, you can use the Q&R code on the flyer here, and I'm here to help and assist. Please feel free to contact me at any time. I'm currently assisting people now and taking people on to help them achieve their dreams. So, because I'm achieving mine. My dream has always been to help others, and to be of assistance to those that truly needed it. My name is Talib. This is There's Only Now. And until next time, expect a miracle.